Testing, testing. Testing, testing.
First I go whip out the bow. No, I can't hit on no brakes. My life is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, got high my face. This not a rockstar phase. I'm an emo, thug in my face. 0, 0, 0, 0. Tell her to go chase. Monkey nuts, holy baby. I got on 2 chains. Roll another blunt and I make motherfucker faint. Spin on the block, have a pussy nigga stink. I just put on my boots, ain't worried about no rank. Put a nigga down, channel 2, front page. You was just asking for some change, now you change. Yeah, I told you, yeah, about that money shit is strange. Full loaded J, hold up, baby, Jordan Pay. I put duct tape on my switch, perfect aim. They can't put me no drama, baby, cause I changed the game. We fucking on the same hoe, but we not the same. Disrespect the 5, I put your ass in the food chain. Calling my phone, she say Miss Jackson going through her brain. We was just outside dancing, moving our Miley, feeling this.
What's up, guys?
Fuck the bitch so nasty, we go Sephora, then we go pink. She nice and
Okay.
fucking toxic, and she care about what I think. She's nothing
What's up, what's up?
other bitches, she care about what I drink. I think she's a fling.
Oh, I still need to figure out how to turn off the auto translation on the fucking comments.
But she can be on the team.
Hope you're doing fine. Yeah, I'm good, doing good. What about you?
The chauffeur ready to take me.
Let me turn down the music a little bit lower. Okay. I'll wait a couple seconds before there's others. Then we will start. Show you guys today a new indicator that we are coding currently and testing. We had some good results on it, and it gives very precise key levels. So yeah, I won't share further info on how the indicator works, but the key levels it gives, it's crazy, man. So basically right now we are in middle of a nowhere pretty much. I expect Bitcoin to make some sort of new low, or not like new low, but another low will occur on the 23rd April. We very much read the bottom on the 13th April. And right now, hey, what's up, guys? And right now we are waiting for some further push upside. There's this order block where people are likely going to short a lot. And we have a double top, which majority is trying to short probably too right now. I was thinking that we would actually see a lower prices here after the daily close. I'll show you here. Just come back. This is what we expected yesterday in the VIP group, and I was waiting for the lower prices on this candle. Let's do this. So I was expecting lower prices after this candle formed, and at least to the middle of the of this manipulation candle, which could still occur. We have some key levels here, but the double top kinda gives more liquidity to the upside, and on top of that there's no levels that would be blocking the upside potential for now. I think what we are going to see is some sort of like price action towards these levels into the, we need smaller time frame so it's more accurate. So I expect the low to be around 21st to 23rd April, likely 23rd. Let's do a different chart. So around this area, and until then we should see a capital inflow for now. So probably something like this, where we either top around 82k or we continue towards the 80k, 88k, and then we will likely see a fall towards the 60s, maybe even this low later on. So something like this, or the same thing from here. Ideally, what we would like to see is some sort of aggressive wick towards the 91 to 93k and then fall. But the main area where I would be looking for a short is around the 88 to 84k. This will be a future liquidity if this continues higher. And it's also an unfilled free tap right here. So yeah, this is definitely a liquidity pool for future. Excited to see the new indicator. The new indicator is pretty much some key levels that gives us a further view of what's going to happen. I'll show you how nicely it was collecting some of the key levels previously. Anywhere you scroll on these is basically a long-term key level. Holds here, holds here. You see how very nicely it just kinda, the blue held here and rejected here, and the purple is just working all around the place. Even here on the bottom, you see how perfectly it held. And the best thing is this works on most of the coins, like even smaller ones. Anything you name, pretty much, it will do the key levels for you. See how perfectly, again, it holds the levels. So yeah, so this is a very helpful tool right now, and this is going to be for you guys available very soon. It's not going to be free, but it's going to be like $9 a month probably, or something like that. Nothing crazy, but it's not going to be free. But yeah. We can check it on something else. Let's say Ethereum Bitcoin. There's the yield level that it printed to us. You see how perfectly it holds. And again. All these levels are very nice to use. We can check it on something different, but the recent levels are basically just perfection. Perfect tap, perfect hold, perfect rejection. going to be a very powerful tool. Totals, let's check on totals. Again, we have all these candles here that we can mark, and all of them will give us the perfect levels again. You see how it's right now holding exactly the range. So after we break out, next level is here, and you have open path towards the higher prices again. So break out from here, and you go up into the 3.05 trillion all total, which is 22% pump, and it's around a 90k exactly as we expect here too. USDT dominance, let's check what we have here. Zooming out on the older levels. I will obviously make a video later on how to use all the levels and which one to look for. But yeah, it's very nice. So if we drop here, we should pay attention to these levels for a bearish bounce later on. This is your liquidity, that's an unfilled free tap as well. Lower time frame, as you see. So that level makes a perfect sense. This is mostly for a help for the free tap traders, but I think anyone is going to be able to utilize this. Let's go. What should we check today? Ethereum, no change in here. Likely going towards the 2900, but there was a 4-hour level around 2600, which was the level. It was not this one. Oh, maybe it was the 12 hour. Fuck, what did I do? Okay. Let me check. Oops, 19 October. Oh, it's this one. Okay, I didn't see it at first. So this is the key level that we are likely going to attempt to reach right now, and that is where I would potentially take some scalp shorts. It's 2633 to 2654. And you see how such a small level is exactly holding the price all the time. It even tested here. So yeah, so you don't really have anything else there. This is a free space for a run higher, and what they are doing here pretty much is just kinda piling up the liquidity. It's possible that we will do some sort of like small reaction there, mostly into these possible levels that I have on this chart. We have the unfilled free tap, but could react from 2283, so slightly lower than this, around here, and then could go higher because we have a lot of liquidity sitting there above that resistance. Because retail is likely just shorting the fuck out of this. Even though we have a liquidity curve forming here, I would say we go higher thanks to the Bitcoin as well. And then on the 23rd April here, we may do some sort of reversal lower before the higher price action. So something like this. And then probably higher again. to fill the old free tab, this is the level we need to fill later on. Make it even here so we can see it right now, and so make it perfect. So this is the level, and as you see on daily, it kinda aligns with what I want to see. And we have some potential levels here. Could actually fill some of the older levels on lower time frame, but I prefer the daily for the key levels. On 4 hour we are likely going to see some of the fills, but yeah. The indicators is mostly for the daily time frame. If we check the, let's go back to USDT dominance. So I can again show you where we are currently. It's actually here. Oh no. Wait, it's not there. It's probably here. Yeah, so we are almost there, almost at the point where we should see outflow of the money from stablecoins into crypto. And we can hide this, we don't need that. And it should happen on the 20th April. That is where the next cycle should start. And we have a old free tab here unfilled too, so something like this, hopefully, before the expansion lower on or downfall on the dominances of stablecoins. Bitcoin dominance still doing exactly what we expected since last time, defending this level and starting to create some sort of the wick off, which is good. Let's hide the indicators so we can see it more clearly. But this is what we went through on the last live stream. So this is a bearish manipulation on Bitcoin dominance. This is bullish for altcoins. And I expect this to happen around the next month, where we should start moving lower. Sorry, I need to drink something, my throat is sore. But I think you get the idea. Let's actually chart it on this. And let's look for the key levels. So there's our key level on the dominances on daily. This is the manipulation. Let's do it even here, but let's change the color so you guys can see it more nicely. So this is our manipulation where we are creating the Wyckoff. And right now we are going to see a expansion lower into a next likely key level. Should be probably this one then, since there's no other ones. We can pay attention to all of them. I don't think this is going to be a valid one because that's a laggish, that's a lagging candle. But it held the price lower, so that's good. Right now it's going to probably do the ping pong between these two and then lower towards this area or this. Or possibly even lower. On weekly we don't have any, on free day we don't have any as well. But this is the lowest, or like the minimum where we should fall on Bitcoin dominance, so around a 15% down. But remember, we still have this huge liquidity curve I was telling you about many times. It's ready to pop, in my opinion. And once it does, it will fall quite a lot and alts should run very nicely. We never tested these, so very likely we could be coming to those levels actually. We did test that one, but not this one, so to be 34% dump on Bitcoin dominance. But this can be for future. Might not happen with the alts running down now. But yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to. Meme coins market cap also around the expansion or compression, which usually leads to a expansion after the 65 to 72 days. I'm looking for this. So right now we are in day 68 in this compressive range, and usually it takes 65 to 72 days, and then you see some sort of expansion once the market stops like this. So meme coins should start running soon as well. Total free pretty much the same compression, 68 days. You can check the key levels here. There's our key level here. And we have key levels here that were untested. If you drop lower, you could potentially come back to these levels, but yeah, in my opinion, looks quite nice right now. So this is the key level to overcome, and then alts will run on total free at least. Ethereum Bitcoin, we went through that. What should we check next? XRP, we can check XRP actually, unless there's something, no. Okay, so daily levels. Zoom in. This is why I told you this is good for free tap traders, because sometimes will drop below the level, but once if you have valid free tap, you will be able to enter the trade of that sweep of the zone, and then you had the expansion all the way to sweep the highs again. I still need to fix this indicator because it's giving sometimes a wrong candle, but I couldn't figure out why is it doing that. Just that. Like, or not wrong candle, but it doubles them, so it gives you two candles for no reason. So yeah, while it should be only one. For example, here there's no reason for their candle to be there, since this is the main area. Let's jump back to alt levels, and you see how this level is perfectly holding the price right now, and we are pretty much trying to break it, but that should lead to a expansion again towards the 2.1 at least. The longer it sits on level like that, the more possible that we expand higher. favorite song. Well, let's go for something that is not as usual here. Can also try to refine these on lower time frame thanks to the 12 hour. But Bitcoin Cash is not really giving us some nice levels right now, except maybe here. There's multiple stacking around this area, but you would have to refine them in a way of like reducing them. We do it like this, so you zoom out, you see these, and then you pretty much try to fit it into all of three. So you minimize the zone, so it touches this, this, and this, and that's your level. So yeah. But on major coins it will help you find these levels pretty much on its own. You don't need to refine. On like the top 5 it will give you exactly what you need. Solana USDT. It's just about playing about the right candles and understanding them, how they work. But once you understand the indicator, it's very easy to trade these key levels. And the best thing is you can just wait for them. Oh, we would be likely able to find some odd level here. There's no levels on Mikle. 3-day candles, okay. In my opinion, Solana is still very, very weak. And it could struggle the same way the XRP did back then, after its run. But we will see. Either way, you can still find some good levels with these. And for example, here we don't have the candle that should be here. I don't think that's the one. Sometimes it bugs out, so that's why I'm not releasing it right now, because the candle that is here should not be here, but should be no, wait, it's actually, yeah, it's correct. Okay. Yeah. It's maybe on 12 hour it would be better too. Let's see. Okay, no, it's the same candle, but this one overlaps. Is there any other that overlaps? But this looks better because so we can try to refine them together using the wick and the candle, and yeah, that looks much better. So yeah, has to overcome this level here on Solana. With all of this, you can just kinda help yourself for the free tap setups. you'll see them everywhere and why the key zones are holding them. And then pretty much you know what to do with the unfilled free taps. Let me check how the Bitcoin and Ethereum is developing after the market opened. I don't need the indicator right now, it's lower time frame. There's bullish free tap here. Say we might be able to long around here. It would be quite risky, but it's possible. Unless it will form another free tab here after the open. But I mean, despite that, should still be able to long after a FIP. If it fails here, it's not going to be valid free tab, so we would delete that, but keep this and see if there's any reaction of these levels, these two. No immediate entry, just kind of waiting. Problem is this higher time frame free tab. Let me check if there's any bearish ones. None here. But this is very much valid free tap and should be like this. So you have 1, 2, 3. Higher is not. Higher is valid too, but this is how it should be set. Do you want to see a closure below that level? So below 70 point, how much? 70,463. And into some of these liquidity pools. There's this nice candle here. That could be the bounce area. It might actually align with some of the FIPS if we put it there from here. Yeah, exactly there. So if this doesn't work out and we drop, well, likely we are about to bounce at 69,749. It's a little bit weird. I don't think it's going to be a free tap here. It could still form, but the base structure is kind of weird right now on lower time frame. This area is weird on lower time frame. But you have so far 1, 2, and it would have to form some sort of free like that, and then for it to be bullish. But on the other side, what I see here is a inverse head and shoulders, which people might be trying to long. So in that case, much more sense would be this level. But at the same time, as I said, I would expect market to reverse on the 23rd April, not until then. Right now it's quite a territory where you have to wait. For some smaller prices a little bit, and we also have a PPI, I believe today or this week. Let me check. Was it already? Yeah. Let's actually check silver. I haven't been on the chart for a while, but I think it did exactly what we wanted to do. But the question is where it was. probably here. From the latest live stream, we were talking about the longish price action here, since it was making sense for a Vykov. So right now kind of waiting, and maybe we will make another leg down to finish the Vykov, and then we should expand towards 100 again. I think we had somewhere a better chart. I don't think it was this one. Let's see. Oh yeah, we did. Okay. So this is still possible. We can actually take our indicator from there to here and see if we find any levels here currently daily. And there doesn't seem to be any right now. Oh yeah, they are, but it's badly visible because I have the same colors here. So let's move it to front. So this is the key level for daily. Let's try to refine that too. So this is the area that we need to overcome, settle a bit, or we will see the lower prices. And the retest of this 58 area. Let me check euro dollar how it looks, because we had some of the older ones here. Weekly, okay. So could still test this high before nuking, but the plane remains same as we had here. Euro dollar. Then it has to be here. So there was the free tap previously. Right now kinda waiting for a reaction. Tesla did exactly what we expected, bounced off the area we wanted to, the first one at least. So right now either it bounces higher to this orange zone and then reverses lower, or we continue to a new all-time high. But yeah, doesn't look bad at all. Met our target that we wanted. And I know what we wanted to see too. It was US 500. So we filled this free tab, old free tab, closed below, and now running higher towards the new all-time high. And if we go to the time cycles that we have here, or was it here? Maybe it was here. Oh, it was this, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see now. So this was possibly the mid price of the smaller cycle, but the big crash could come on the 2029, not now. Right now we might make this high first and then kind of settle, and then make the, or that was too far, but like something like this would make sense to me quite a lot, and then a reversal around the May 2029 into 3200. I know it's pretty far, but yeah, it's like a area which makes sense to me. And right now we need to have eyes on the all-time high. I don't think they will give retail such easy macro short as it was here, because everyone expected short here. We fill the free tap right now, take the liquidity on the all-time high, and then we might stay stabilized a little bit before the big crash. So I think this is going to be good for altcoins and crypto, because if we settle here and range for a while, alts could potentially stabilize and make a run, because the economy will seem to be more safe for a second now, and then yeah. There isn't much that changed since the last stream, except the new 4-hour free taps. It's pretty much ranging, and right now we had the expansion also as well after like 65 days or so. Yeah, 66 days is where we had the push, which we expected to. 1 second, we'll find the message. Okay, so we had this in the group. I mistyped a date by 1 day because it was already 0. Like it was already after midnight, but we write perfectly the situation on the low, as we called the bottom on the 13 April around 14, 12:15, which was around here exactly. So it was nice on both on ETH and on Bitcoin. This was based off the time cycle pivot, and next one is a on the 23rd April, as I told you, but that could be a top pivot. So potentially top pivot or bottom, depends how the price will form right now, but that's where the next macro or like swing trade should occur for us. So about a week from now on. This is the same level we have here that we are waiting for right now. This is exactly the same PA. Let's check some random pairs like Ethereum against gold, Ethereum against silver. The indicator won't be much helpful here probably, since it's like a random pair, but we can try. Maybe it will find us some key levels. It's actually the only key level on only 2 key levels on a weekly time frame, which kind of perfectly called the bottom on Ethereum against silver. Ethereum against gold missed, but you often want to see, you often go with Bitcoin against gold, or you go against silver against Ethereum against silver. These two that I have here are more of a just to kind of see if there's anything interesting, but yeah, you want to check Ethereum against silver and Bitcoin against gold. And here we have on weekly only a couple levels. this one, but this one didn't do anything crazy right now. Go more on the daily still. Yeah. This bottom one is perfect. No, oops. And this one could be also good. Where is it? Why can't I see anything? Can put them both, but the refined one is going to be better since it's trading inside. So I will delete that one in a second, but you will see why I did it. Why we had that one. This is also the weekly level. So yeah, like it respected the price on weekly, but you want to go for the lower time frame, so we can delete the weekly here since we have the refined level. And then we have the two levels that were here. You can also delete the higher one to minimize the area where you would be monitoring the price. Can also try to do it on this one if we find anything there, and if there's a level on lower time frame. If not, then we simply can delete it, because this is too wide and you don't want to really be trading something like that if there's not real structure. And yeah, there's no level here, no level here, nothing here, so we delete that one. Let's check real quick. Levels here. Again, some small squiggles, but mainly looking for these areas. Let's check. Maybe on 12 hour we will have a little better level on this one. Or no, it's the same candle. But this helps a lot, as you see, for the key levels. And then you kind of add the free tabs, time cycles, or anything you want, liquidity curves, kind of trade into them. It's great for spot, ideally if you have the money rain indicator too, which we can add. And that helps you to determine on weekly where to start buying the assets, especially on the key levels. So if you have confluence of a key level, retesting, and a sign from this indicator, then it's one of the best combinations for these spot buys. You can check it, for example, on the total too. Totals, others. Okay, do not market any of these. Bitcoin. Let's go through the ones we actually marked. So you see we had the level here, exactly tapped it here. Again, level here. The sign showed up, so you could buy, and etc. etc. I'm gonna be just scanning right now through some of the stuff. No levels on weekly on this. Trump media. I like this level. Once this runs, crypto should run too. 1 sec, we want to actually check Coinbase. Yeah, this level here. Weekly. Okay. So there's this level weekly, which is for now holding the price perfectly, but do we have a this little fucker. And let's actually mark it more so we see it. So this is a big free tap as well. And if we close weekly below this, I will be looking to buy at 127 or ideally even lower at this line. But you kind of see how again it helps with the free tap. So if we remove here everything, free tap, very obvious free tap, and this is the level that the indicator gave us, and we are waiting for the weekly to flash the signal there, so ideally something like that, and then towards new highs again. Let's see if there's any levels that we should be watching right now from the indicator on daily. I don't like this one as much. This one potentially, but maybe not as clear. Future I tested this, but little too low and right on the free tap. But yeah, it kinda helped, but I want to look for better levels. This one looks good. See how it aligns with the other immediately, so we want to refine that into a smaller levels, or we can sometimes what I do is I just copy them like this, make them align, and then increase the opacity a little bit, so you see how it overfolds, and then that should be your level. So you can after that do pretty much this and delete the rest of the two, so you have the overlap level, and that's your key level. You see? Orange one was just a gap here that we have marked. That was this gap. That was before we had the indicator, but I'm keeping it there. It had some nice reactions of these. And yeah, let's actually check a link. Link should be quite a nice runner soon. Not only it has a very nice price action, but it also had the free tab that was already swept, and right now it has the accumulation phase here, and it was also below this wick already, so that's very good. Let's check if we find some sort of levels here. On daily, do we have any overlapping ones? We do have one here, overlaps with this one, so just make it tight. Let's see if it did something here. Yeah, that's the fill of the perfect reaction there. So it overlapped here, and it also overlapped here. If you want to be as precise, then you can make it from here to here, so it matches the bottom of the candles. So you see, this is the exact area where both of these candles matched the other candle, and that fills perfectly the bounce area here. After that, we have a compression of 68 days right now. The furthest it should take is a 75, so we have about a week until some sort of an expansion, hopefully. If you go back to Ethereum Bitcoin, we also have a 72-day compression. If we break above this level, alts should run, and we expect Bitcoin dominance to fall, and Bitcoin also could fall soon on the 23rd April. I honestly think that alts will perform quite well very soon. Like in the next week or two, they should be doing very good. Okay, guys, I don't know what else we could talk about now. Let's check DAO, for example. But yeah, there's a very clear level. And let me know if you see it immediately, but yeah, look at this. So we had let's actually mark all the candles for now. So this, and then we had a candle here. What this gives us should be a perfect buy area at 222.57, somewhere around that, because that's the area where the candles overlap, and we want to highlight all of these as this, and the rest can be deleted again. But let's make a very thick line here where the market should bounce DAO up again. Maybe it will align even with the FIPS. Yeah. Let me actually send that. And first let's check the weekly. There's no levels. 3 days, 2 days. Okay. So we do have a possible trade for later on. You can also add a resistance level here. See how it overlaps again here. No other level, so we can refine it into the candle that is here. And this is your key level for DAO 2. So we should get a trade here from this area towards this area. About a 40% pump. You can check also a lower time frame if you find anything interesting here. There's some levels here. You can mark this one maybe, but I'm not sure how precise it's going to be, because this level is also nice. And we prefer the daily. There's more levels here. Okay, let's try to refine it of the other candles on 4 hour. So we had this here, and we had one more somewhere. Oh. I'm a little bit blind. I saw 3 before? No? Maybe not. Oh yeah, I did. It was this one. So this aligns kind of with the idea. So anywhere around here is probably a very good idea to buy spot DAO for our also starting to flash the buy signal. Weekly, not yet really. This would be for a quick scalp. 1 second. This looks also like a level, but this outside range is something that we need to mark too. So yeah, so your safe entry would be here, and you want to be taking some parashots around 263, where you should put your stop loss to break even and let the rest run pretty much. Let's use the other indies we have here for quick analysis. So let me just check what do I have here. Can turn this off. Yeah. Let's turn the indicators. No, drawings off. Yeah, so you see this level here, this blue one that it gave us here is from other indicator we are developing, and I will mark that too. And that aligns as well with the idea, so that's good. That's a very nice confluence. This, one second, I will just finish the signal for now. 300, 70, just later. Okay, so we have a long limit thanks to that. That's nice. If there's something you could have noticed here in the meanwhile is that there was a bearish free tap, and that's why the price reacted how it reacted at the top. This was the bearish free tap with the M structure right here. And this is a nice setup actually. I think it's going to make us pretty happy. And let me check. I know we have been discussing with this with my friends. Yeah, the furthest TP I would see is 424 now. 420 to 440. 300. Yeah, that makes sense. So this your area where you should be looking for the furthest take profit. After that, only learner. I don't like that. Can do it like this. TP1. P2. Not too bad. Full chart. Okay. So I think this is going to be it, guys, for me today. Last thing I will check is just some quick altcoins. Let's check Litecoin, for example. We can find something here, and then I will be leaving. I'm on lower time frame. Didn't realize. What do we have here on weekly? So on weekly we have for sure a free tap. It was here. Can mark the lows again. Only issue I see here is this nasty wick down here. That should be fine. Actually, we don't need to mark it. We have the chart for that around here. So yeah. Let's see how it looks. Didn't fill our area we wanted to see, but it did the bottom where we expected it, so that's good. I honestly like how it looks right now. Daily looks good, and it's been suppressed for 70 or 68 days now, so should expand too. It has a big liquidity curve and lots of liquidity here. So if you buy spot here, should be like a guaranteed 140% in a couple months. Oh, there's the weekly free tap, yeah. Let's mark it with this, so you see it. This is your weekly free tap, and this was the sweep, pretty much. So if we continue with that, the next step should be, as of now, minimum 180, and it's kind of aligns with this UG. So 170 to 180 is your spot target, 200% rise. So that's it for the Litecoin. Let's check also Doge. We can check Doge as well on the old chart, so we don't waste time. If I have it here, I think we should have it somewhere in here. Yeah, we have it, but we don't have it marked. Either way, there's another free tap here. Let's make it quickly. Free tap, sweep of the wick, candle crash wick. That's a good sign. Seems like it also swept the previous wick by a couple points, and now could run. No levels on weekly. There is levels on daily. We need to mark all of these. These kinda align with each other. But let's try to make them fit. Okay. So this whole area. Then anything else, this is a good level. And that's probably it from the older ones. Is there anything I missed? This one not. Potentially this one, but not really obvious. Yeah. Okay, but Doge should be running soon too. Minimum 200% rise, 300% rise. This was the top level as of a key level. And anything here, potentially a level here for future. So yeah. I know this has been mostly about indicator today, but I think it's going to be good for you to check later on and how to work with it once it is released. XPL, is there any level? Nope. Zek. We have a key level here. This was also a old level. Did I check weekly? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, so not bad. Right now flirting with this level. If it breaks below, we'll drop towards the 245. If it sustains, we'll go higher towards the... What do we have here? Nothing crazy here. Actually, I don't think it's going to go that much high. Maybe to this zone, but probably not higher. If it wants to run. Some of these wicks are weird. Yeah, it kind of makes sense if it is what I think it is. It's a free tap building here. And the reason why I don't think it's going to go much higher is basically the fact that we have a outside range here. This small range. Or like it isn't as small, but we need to mark it. And that's where I would look for shorts if it occurs. Which would align with the free tap filling, so something like this would be ideal. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it also looks like a forming, I reversed the chart right now so I can see it more clearly, but this is your PS, this is your SC, this is your AR. Oops. I'm deleting stuff that I want to delete. This is your AR, SD, and right now we should be getting a STB, and then we will see the further reversal. So yeah, or like it should be buying climax, okay, and the reversal because it's a bearish one, but yep. It is basically this. 1 second. So you have it. Let's rename it so it's more clear, but I always use the buying one as I see it more easily. But let's be accurate. So yeah, we should be getting a SOE. Oh, this is ST, not UT, sorry. This is ST and this is UT. loading QT. So some sort of a manipulation here before we short. But it makes sense to the point where we are right now. Let's delete this then, and let's make the plan more clear. So right now we had the ST, so likely we are going for... Oh, I had different tool. We are going to make something like this, probably. And then either range here, and then fall, or we make the UTEP and then fall. So something like this for Zek. And it's going to be the final distribution, which should be sub these prices. So much lower. Microplan. Like that. Zek pumped too early, and I think it's overvalued anyway, but yep. So this is what I'm bearish on in long term now. And you have the plan on Zek. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you next time. Thank you and bye bye.